Good morning. Hola, bebés. So, this video I wanted to do about transitioning. I want to do a live stream about transitioning. I have answers for any questions. Este live stream quiero que se trate de la transición, de cómo transicionar, de las hormonas, de los antiandrógenos, para aclarar un poquito. So, let me see here. Preguntas sobre transiciones. Questions about transitioning. I do not use injections. You can do, for the hormones, you can do injections, you could do patches, or you can do pills. And then the anti-androgens, those are pills, as far as I know. ¿Cuánto tiempo tienes en transición? I've been taking hormones for like a year and a half. How long did the process of getting E take? Maybe like, well, my whole life, bitch. But once you're serious about getting them, it depends on where you live. For me, it was like 3 months, couple months, like an interview kind of thing, a screening. I take blockers on and off. I don't have implants. I've done a little bit of fillers and Botox, just a little bit. Do I take phytoestrogens? No. What are phytoestrogens? I want to learn about this shit too, you know? No one has all the answers. What's a phyto? How do you battle dysphoria while transitioning? I remember euphoria. See, that's what's cool about the trans experience, is people focus on the dysphoria, like that you don't feel comfortable in your body. I focus on that because I tend attention to it, but I also relish and enjoy the moments that are euphoric. Like when you feel, you know, like the joy of it. It's joy and sorrow. It's not just sorrow. It's not a correction, you know. It's an expression of life. Do I worry about the change of your voice? No. Our voices change anyway. Like as you get older, your voice changes. So our voice isn't the same like 2 days. Like if you have a cold one day, your voice is different. So what is gender? A construct. Sometimes useful, sometimes not. Sometimes fun, sometimes not. How do you make time for learning how to appear less masculine? Like learning to do makeup takes such a long time. I didn't really like. I'm self-taught. Also, I've been on a lot of photo shoots and concerts. So like I just like watch what the makeup artists do on my eyes. I like some of it. I correct them sometimes. I'm like, no, extend the wingtip. You know, more highlight. Not correct them, but you know, make sure that I feel comfortable in the look. ¿Vas a cambiarte el género o vas a hacer lo que te da la gana? Cambiarme el género es lo que me da la gana. O sea, I'm trans. Like, there are certain situations where identifying as, like for instance yesterday, sometimes I just walk into the men's room. Like, if the line to the women's bathroom is too long, I'm like, am I gay? I think I'm still gay. I'm like a trans woman, but I'm gay, but I'm attracted to men. Like, it's glitch at this point. Like, the language is breaking down. I'm not breaking down. I'm comfortable, girl. Loved you at CFTA last night. Thank you. I can speak perfect English because I was from preschool to 3rd grade in America. My tongue, like the code switching, it just got it. Like, the pronunciation, I was young enough. And I went back to Venezuela till 17. Of course I love Aphex. What the fuck? Do you get any influences from your beauty style? Yeah, of course. Everyone's influenced by millions of things. Are you non-binary? Yes, I am non-binary, absolutely. Arca es plasma, LOL. Que la gente quiere que hable español. Bueno, pregúntame cosas en español. Si me dan buenas preguntas en español, yo las voy respondiendo. A ver. What are you wearing? Un hoodie. Yeah, I'm non-binary, girl. I identify like that. When you say it, I love because you speak so perfectly about the fault of language. You know, sometimes people think about like objectification as like, that's so dehumanizing, that's so objectifying. Like, those are like the two words that people go to when it's like dehumanizing, objectifying. Like, what does that mean? Like, does anyone know what it means to be human? To like decide something's human and something isn't? I'm not talking about human rights. I'm talking about like objectification, you know, like when it comes to referring to oneself as an it, or showing your body in a particular way without shame. To evade the, you know, because the non-binary, like if someone calls me they, I'm not mad. I'm also not mad if someone calls me he. Like, I'm not mad. Like, I have a preference. I don't care if other people like respect that I have a preference. The thing about it that is so cool is like it retains like a singular element. Like they is plural, and I respect that and I fuck with that. But like, why have to renounce like one's unity, one's being perceived as like a unit? Like, I don't know. It's like both at the same time for me. It's you know, it's like, in my opinion though, I could change my mind. Is they equal to he or she, or is a special gender mark? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, pronouns are just words. At the end of the day, it's like whatever you feel comfortable with. Transitioning is hard with transitioning is hard with or without. Like, it's difficult, you know, it is. There's always like a lot of cues and things that like society, we live in a society, you know, it's very loud. Contrapoints would go off like that. Breakdown. ¿Tu novio habla en castellano? Sí. ¿Le gusta que hables en castellano? Y si no, que sí, like, castellano lo dice. The human experience is dehumanizing. I don't know if I agree with that, but compassion. Oops. ¿Qué te parece el reggaeton scene? What's a scene? How do you deal with TERFs? I smile and I hold up a mirror. What are your preferred pronouns? She and it. I like those. Language is always breaking down and like building itself back up by sheer virtue of like how language is used. Which blocker do you take? Espironolactona. ¿Por qué no reflejas algo más de Venezuela en tu trabajo? Ok, esto es importante, esto es una pregunta que me encanta, porque yo he estado esperando años para yo ponerme a hablar de la cosa. Mira, Venezuela, mi patria querida. Para mí Venezuela está en todo lo que hago. Yo, cuando yo me pongo la bandera de Venezuela, yo no lo hago por ninguna otra cosa, sino por orgullo de ser venezolana. Para mí, la referencia de la tonada de Simón Díaz, del tambor venezolano, de las gaitas. Yo crecí en grupos de gaitas, en 2 grupos de gaitas. A mí, bueno, 3. Al colegio donde yo me cambiaba me metían en el grupo de gaitas, porque yo era con el furruco. Yo toco furruco. La gente no lo sabe. No importa. A ver. Why does NYC hurt so much? Hurt? What do you mean? When did you realize you were trans? I don't know, girl. Because there's like a moment where you realize like, oh, like, está la Avenida Libertadora. So, you're feeling more like a girl? I feel more confident in my femininity. ¿Cómo ha sido tu familia en este proceso? How have you found community with other trans women? Bueno, I don't know. I think it could be like trans women are just other people, and I don't think like sharing an identity marker, because that's really all it is. It's like an outward thing. It's political and personal. It's like an identity marker. It means that like you will automatically find support or kindredness with someone. In fact, within groups of people that are like within communities, within tribes, if you will, sometimes there's more rivalry and competition than between tribes or something. It's like because there's a shared language and a code, and actually it's a beautiful thing because there's a space to mediate differences within, you know, something that's shared and different at the same time. Like every trans woman is unique. Every woman is unique. No label. Everyone is unique. So everyone has things that they have in common and things that are different. And that's beautiful, you know? Post-humanism. Oh my God, Dylan, you know. ¿En qué país empezaste tu transición? LOL. Yo creo que en Nueva York. Like, yo no creo que... I don't think you need hormones to be trans. It's not about the pharmaceutical thing. Chiquita violenta. Aún puedes ir por la calle sin que te persigan paparazzi. Sí. Terry Dog. No, I came out. Like, I came out. I remember I had a Christmas, like, alone. And I was like, I don't want to see anyone. I need to, like, be with myself. And that's when the night that I shed skins, bitch. It was very immaculate conception. Lol. What's your... Oh my God, there's so many comments. What, Peaches is here? I love Peaches. Hi, audio bro. Ser volar de un K-pop como una prostituta glamurosa. Te amo, PJ. Lol. Do I like the smell of gasoline? It's for a science project. I do. Arca, desconéctate porque tengo que estudiar. No. Fave anime theme intro. Revolutionary Girl Utena. What's your advice for having healthy hair? My hair isn't... I don't know. More like... I don't know. Put oil. I put oil in my hair all the time. Just oil. Furuko. Where identity starts and personality ends. Wow, that's an interesting question. I would say both of them are expressions of where one finds pleasure within, like, in reconciliation or in virtue of being part of living within a community or something. Whichever way one feels pleasure, like that it's not an imposed rule, but rather an element of choice and free will and pleasure that comes from asserting one's or sharing one's values and expressing them through modifying one's own body in whatever way. It could just be a haircut, it could just be lipstick, it could be nothing at all, it could be choosing to wear something that allows you to blend in as much as possible, or, you know, like, all of that is an expression. Have you tried glam makeup? I'm gonna fight you. How was it working with Frank? So fab. I laughed so hard with Frank in the studio. Everyone can sing. Everyone can sing. I mean, that's what I think. Like, that's my opinion. psychological preparation during my transition. I mean, I'm transitioning. A friend of mine, Ashlyn, Total Freedom, mentioned like, oh, like she's transitioning. It's a process that never ends. I mean, we're all transitioning from birth to death. Like, we're all transitioning in one way or another from the state of being born, or from that to death. And so the connotation of someone being transitioning, being tied to gender identity is really interesting. That's the choice of word that like has come into prevalent use to describe people that like have the will to express a preference within a binary or whatever, or in relation to a binary. So I'm still transitioning. I don't think it'll ever end. The LED strips don't hurt. Yeah, this is kind of like a TED Talk. How did you realize you're psychic as hell? I'm not. I can't read people's minds. Barely can read my own. Tell me about it. It says, you look fucking... Thank you. It's crazy because I have like 2 albums that are already done, but you're gonna have to wait. Go spam my label, XL Recordings. I got 2 albums already. I'm gonna keep making them. Like just piling them up, and when it's time, the floodgates will wash out. Carlos is good. I'm flying back to Barcelona soon, like today actually. He's there, I'm gonna see him. And mi baby. Do you ever question your transition? Of course. I think if you begin transitioning and you don't question your transition, is it really transitioning or something? I don't know. Like, I think it's beautiful. I think it's like a faith. That's why I named the show The Shed One Mutant Faith, because what is faith without doubt, you know? And like religion-wise, theology-wise, like all the teachings of the most ancient spiritual practices involve like reconciling with a doubt, you know? Like faith and doubt renew one another. The moment of doubt and choosing to believe or to harness one's faith, in virtue of that doubt, that's a real faith, you know? A faith that's just like stubborn or whatever, that leaves no room for vulnerability, for doubt. I don't know what that is, you know? How do you handle being a trans woman in the public eye? It's already tough being hyper-visible without the added pressure of fame. Sometimes it's tricky because people think that they know me. I mean, they know what I choose to share online, you know, or like what I choose to say in interviews. That's like what people know, and so they have no idea, like, which helps to remember, you know. Like whenever someone like throws you something, like a projection, or says something, or like attempts to like get a reaction out of you by like misgendering you just to see what'll happen, like carrying. Yeah, I just like remember like, oh shit, that's their baggage, like that's their fear, that's their insecurity, that's their lack of self-respect. Because if you respect yourself, I believe you can respect others. That's just how I roll. I mean, that's my belief system. It's about self-respect. It says more about the person that's throwing the stone than it does about the person who like it doesn't reach me. Like the stone bounces back, there's an invisible wall. That's the boundary. Just keep that, you know, in here, out of love. And you don't have to forgive everyone or put up with shit. Like defend yourself. Defend yourself. Don't go too far, but hold up a mirror. Sometimes it's just holding up a mirror will do wonders. Or pointing at like a third thing. If someone's trying to get you to get into a discourse with them, it's like discourse is autopilot. Like no interest. in autopilot. Interested in spontaneity, interested in curiosity, interested in mystery, interested in exploring, interested in play, with a safe word. Sometimes just repeat the fucking word that someone says to you. Like just repeat the key words, like the key nouns. Someone will be like, na 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 irrevocably, and you just go irrevocably. Just literally repeat the word that you feel could trigger you if you were like giving that person some kind of power, which they don't have. Just like the word that, like, just pick that one out and throw it back to them. They'll gag. You could just keep doing that, especially if the other person's a little bit like, I don't know, just won't stop. What'd you say? Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, what'd you say is good. Like, because they have to rephrase it, and then they start digging their own grave and showing their pettiness. All right. Oh my God, I'm definitely, I think I am, how should I say this? I feel like every person I come into, when you collaborate with someone, this is about the question, are you your own muse? It's interesting. I guess it depends on your definition of muse, but my definition of muse, someone who is strong enough and secure enough that, like, their persona publicly, because it's always a social thing, can withhold and withstand projection. You know, like, if people that you don't know, like, can throw things at you and, like, you can host a projection, like, elegantly without letting it demand anything from you. I think this is like that, you know? Without letting it, like, consume you. It's a beautiful, weird, in-between thing. I like that word, actually. I think about that word a lot. That's cool. Before you hook up, you play my records. That's beautiful. That's cool. I'm definitely gonna play Death Stranding. You know, the hormones themselves as well. Like, people ask me, what about mood swings? Like, doesn't taking hormones, like, or anti-androgens, like, give you mood swings? And I was like, I've been having mood swings since before I started taking hormones. Like, so I don't know which mood swing is, like, due to the hormones or whatever. I don't have, like, more intense mood swings than I had before. I think that's, like, I don't know how much of that is placebo. Like, there's so many things that, like, discourage people from experimenting with hormones. Like, if you look online, it's like you find all these reasons why. It's like, bitch, if you take antibiotics, if you take supplements, if you take aspirin, like, that's body mod. You're changing the chemistry of your body. Like, that's my opinion, though. Also, like, I've done it very much, like, in my own way. So, like, especially with the blockers, just it's like, I think everyone that wants to try it should be able to try it. Literally over-the-counter hormones. What are the effects you noticed in hormones you didn't expect? Well, I didn't know I would like my titties this much. like they're sensitive. Like when the orgasms are different. It's amazing. Very underrepresented aspect of transitioning is how the orgasms are. It's crazy. Tips on being confident? I don't know. You can't always be confident. Sometimes you'll be confident, sometimes you won't. Don't be annoyed at yourself when you don't feel confident. Just give yourself time to decompress. Testosterone is easier to get than E, isn't it? No, there aren't over-the-counter hormones, but I think there should be. There could be, you know? Why are there gatekeepers to that kind of body mod? Like, the drugs themselves are not expensive. It's just gatekeeping. Like, did you have to talk to some doctor and convince them that you fit into some kind of symptom? Like, what? Un saludito para Miguelio Caraqueño. Oh my god, you can get hormones over the counter in Istanbul? Wig. Let the girls know. Pass through Istanbul. Yo me gradué del Jeffer. Yo fui el Henry y me gradué del Jeffer. I love Rosalia. Do you think it's more difficult to collab? No. No. Will you change your voice? My voice is changing every day. Like, I feel like we all have like a super high range of our voices, but we only choose to speak in like this like super limited like 3 notes. But depending on what country you're from, languages have, like if you listen to, I think different languages have different thresholds of like tolerances for each gender to speak, like to oscillate their voices. And you know, like I've been to a voice coach, and we did like a whole workshop on like maybe working on my femme voice. That maybe that there's this way where like if I just kind of like kept my voice up here, you know, like spoke more my neck or chest voice, that I would pass more like on the phone and stuff. But I don't know, like I'm trying something that's my own. Like I don't really want to like, I'm not focused 100% on passing, I guess, or like, so I guess there's an element of that, like me feeling like whatever voice I want to use is cool. Like you could just literally have moods, and you don't have to give everyone the same mood, you know. I'm gonna leave it at that. Have a beautiful day, everyone. I love you.